Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in this channel we'll be looking about corporate social responsibility, and this lecture will be standing as the last lecture for this unit. So let's look into the lecture where we will be learning about what is CSR, what is corporate social responsibility, what are the different activities which can be taken up as CSR, significance of CSR, issues with CSR, and finally the way forward. So let's get into the lecture. So what is CSR, corporate social responsibility? So it is a concept that emphasizes a company's commitment to behaving ethically and contributing to economic development while also improving the quality of life for its employees, families, communities, and society at large. So let's actually um, make it simple. See, CSR is nothing but to explain the layman's term, like they are asking you to, the government of India is asking you to spend a minute, a 1 or 2 percentage of your profit for beneficial activities of employees, families, local communities, and society at large. Like, um, so it was under the Companies Act of 2013 in India, where the provisions for CSR was outlined in, and it applies to companies which meet specific criteria such as having a net worth of over 500 crore or more, or a company which turns over 1,000 crore or more in a financial year. So that's something, companies which corporate social responsibility, that's the eligibility criteria, or meeting specific criteria. For example, see, they're asked to spend at least 2% of their average net profit in previous 3 years on CSR activities. Here, Brook Corporation in India undertakes CSR through constructing schools, giving vocational training, providing healthcare, and promoting sustainable agriculture. See, this project empowers the rural communities while also achieving the inclusive growth and the long term development. Whereas another company, ABC Corporation, effectively influences the lives of poor persons by cooperating with local organizations and encouraging social progress and building a brighter future for all. That's something CSR speaks about. We all know Tata Group does that. They are huge uh, company which spends good amount in the CSR. So that's a very good example on it. Now, what are the activities which can be taken under CSR? Promoting the education, yes, promotion of education, which is very much relevant, particularly in the rural communities. Eradication of extreme hunger and poverty. See, when poverty and hunger is getting reduced, the progress of the country starts improving. Gender equity and women empowerment. See, bring equality in gender and empower the woman so that both genders share and enjoy the benefits. Reducing child mortality, like, and improving the maternal health. See, in particularly in the rural areas, the child mortality rate is quite high, even though it has dropped quite some, but still there is always room for improvement. And in the same time, you also should work on improving the maternal health, combating HIV, AIDS, malaria, and other diseases. See, with the CSR fund, community can work on combating the HIV, AIDS, malaria, and other diseases by bringing in different type of drugs for the infected patients, uh, generating awareness. These all work under environmental sustainability. When you are working for the CSR project, like environmental sustainability, like developing forests, developing sustainable roads, sustainable garden, sustainable agriculture. So these all are done without affecting the natural growth of the environment. Social business projects. These occur um, like business project which involves communities together and develops everyone together, grows everyone together. That's something social business project. Employment enhancing occasional skills. Like as we as we discussed earlier, Brook Corporation, which works on enhancing the vocational skills for the employment, like because that enhancement of vocational skills help the person in getting some employment in different parts of the community, which might help him or her survive the life and also make his own living. Finally, research across various fields such as science, tech, and medicine. See, India is in dire need of breakthroughs in science, tech, and medicine. So when we achieve something, and those funds can really help in achieve something, so that is something we all must take into consideration. Now, what is the significance of the CSR? Moral appeal. See, it aligns with the principle of Gandhiji's trusteeship, which urges company to act in responsible and ethical citizens. As I see, you might be earning millions in profits, but just it's asking to just give a few tiny amount of that profit for the betterment of the economy and the communities around you. Satisfaction. Companies should aim not to satisfy only their shareholders but also other stakeholders who are directly or indirectly affected by company's operations and environment. See, a company might be holding a lot of shareholders, but you should not only please them but also other stakeholders, because a company can run not only because of the shareholders but consider only when other stakeholders are into it as well. So supporting them will really help. Public image. Companies engaging in CSR activities often enjoy positive brand image and good reputation in the eyes of public. This is very well known. Tata is a good example for their good reputation in the eyes of public and the brand image. A license to operate. CSR helps companies gain the trust and support of local communities. See, when it comes to Tata again here, Tata's like the support they have gained through these many decades. See, that's something which comes only when CSR comes into play. Consumers trust. Many consumers actively seek out companies that support charitable causes. Therefore, CSR attracts customers. Again, bring in Tata. They give a lot of employment. They give a lot of education to many people across India in the rural communities. So, which eventually brings in benefits many consumers, and also indirectly they help towards the cause of CSR. Then we looked at the significance of CSR and what are the issues. Poor implementation. See, many companies lack the strategic thinking and innovation in implementing CSR. See, many companies, what they do is they just see CSR as a merely charitable endeavor rather than a larger goal with a meaningful impact. Like they just do like some charity events and that's it. They don't even care about that. That's something which poor implementation process. Lack of robust policy. Absence of long-term and well-defined CSR policy hinders the effective implementation. Like without clear direction, the spending of CSR might not even align with long-term goals or long-term objectives. Duplication of activities. Different companies engaging in similar CSR activities without coordination can result in competitive rather than collaborative approach. Yes, companies might be competitive in the field, but when it comes to CSR, it must be collaborative because you can't be dumping some 1,000 crores or millions in the same field and trying to reap the benefits. No, this leads to duplication of efforts and fragmented approach. Viewed as additional corporate tax. Some perceive the CSR obligation as a 2% tax that companies are required to spend. rather than considering it as a voluntary contribution towards societal development. This is something a mindset of whatever corporate it might be. Like, why should I pay 2% more or spend 2% more for some societal development? So that's something companies or corporates view skewed pattern of expenditure. CSR efforts may be driven primarily by companies' operational perspective and convenience rather than focusing on addressing critical social and environmental challenges. Yeah, it's nothing but like I do because I like it. I spend on that thing because I like it. But the company does not think what is really needed. Some communities might require some good housing. Some school communities may require good school. So that's something. Just because I like, I do it. No, you can look it into the critical and social challenges community facing, environmental challenges community facing, and then work on addressing that, which can again benefit the communities. And it is very much lacking in the current sector, current era. No, we looked at the significance and issues. Now, what is the way forward? Annual awards. Establishing annual awards to incentivize companies for the exemplary CSR activities and categorizing them based on the company size. Yes, some award by Government of India can be initiated based on the company size to award the best companies take forward the CSR. Accountability. Companies should ensure that CSR activities have clear, objective, and measurable targets. Robust monitoring and evaluation mechanisms should also be in track to trace and track the errors and rectify them or measure the progress. That accountability must be there in the companies. Collaboration. Companies should also collaborate with the local NGOs and community organizations to gain a deeper understanding on the local needs and leverage their expertise in implementing the effective CSR initiatives. Like, yes, when you collaborate with the local organization, they know far better than a corporate. So that's somehow we can collaborate and work on it and build in an effective CSR policy. Greater awareness. Increased awareness about the CSR, particularly at the grassroots level, to ensure that the local communities receive their their fair share of social development for their progress. So that is something we can all look into consideration and work on it. So these are few points which can be dealt as the way forward. So with this we are done with this unit. So from next lecture we'll be starting a new unit, that which will be the finite unit for GS4 ethics. So do watch the lecture, like, share and subscribe the channel, and do comment your doubts if you have any. Thank you.